Welcome to it, Mzansi podcast. Today, of all days, it's not like any other day, guys. This is Mzansi podcast. We are doing things bigger, better, more than ever. The underscores happy on Twitter, the underscores happy on Instagram, and remains happy on Facebook. Coming live and direct from our Johannesburg studios with...
Yeah. This is your boy, Ayanda here. Thank you guys for joining us again. We are back at it with more bang. Today, guys, we've got our greatest and the one and only award-winning comedian.
What was it?
Where is it? Aish. Yeah.
Why are you calling that?
I feel because this thing works very well.
Perfect.
Of all days.
I saw when
I
you came here, things didn't work. It's too late now.
No, I'm a comedian.
It's too late. But again, thanks.
So at today's episode, guys, we are taught that comedy is not a joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It is a career. So you are more than welcome to go and pursue a career out of comedy. And definitely it's not a joke. People are making a living out of comedy. They are putting bread on the table out of comedy. People are building houses. People are getting married out of money they've cultivated from comedy.
Yeah.
Though I don't know if he's married or not.
Yeah, well, when you said building houses, making things and marriage, I was like, not yet.
So that is not you.
No, I manage.
Yeah.
Maybe I said about 8.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I know we're in the presence of people with accolades.
You know.
I said usually awards accolades.
I'm not now. It's my
No,
Seriously?
Why English and language?
Okay, award-winner, a person, award-winning comedian. And I know he likes to run it. And you're putting pressure on other comedians that you're going to be having on this very couch.
It's cool.
Who don't have awards.
Survival of the funniest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pele Pele mchunu, Pele.
Yes, that's me.
Pele.
Pele Pele, the one and only.
Thank you for
In
it.
the house.
Thank you for it.
It's a pleasure. It's always
I know
a pleasure.
you've been trying to get me for some time, but
I was on your neck like a violin.
yeah, eventually on my busy schedule.
Yay.
Because I can't say scare. Once you say scare, I schedule.
We actually wanted you before the podcast started. Even before this was invented, we wanted Pele Pele to be
Yeah.
on the show.
Finally, I'm here.
Yeah.
But once you hear somebody saying busy schedule, then you must know they're making.
Yes, if they say busy scare, nah,
Yeah.
it's not a schedule.
Okay, let's talk about you. Pele Pele. People who don't know Spelele. Like, how do we then distinguish between Pele Pele and Spelele?
Yo. I don't think there's a difference.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. That's why I wouldn't memeza at Pele Pele or Spelele. I say yeah. You know, because I don't have to change characters. I'm me. Whatever you choose to call me, I'm me. Spelele is funny, Pele Pele is funny. Probably, I would say they are both responsible in anything they do. Yeah, they even do their nails.
Aish. Yeah.
And you must show us your nails. What's again?
It should be. And actually, coming to that Tsepi's question, my first impression when I saw you, you look so serious, cool, calm, relaxed. And how do you guys switch when you get on stage? And then now you become this Pele Pele and how do
It's
you?
not even a switch. I'll regard myself. If me never nothing is low, I'll be a comedian. So I get to a surrounding, then I blend in. So once I blend in, then I know my character comes out. Because sometimes abantu abafani. Unokufika upapa and people are like, what the hell is going on? So you read it so that if I'm not comfortable, it's not my comfort zone, I move away. That's what I do. If people are humorous, then it's game on.
Yeah,
there's more to life than being serious all the time, honestly. I even laugh in traffic when I'm late. Because there's nothing you're going to do.
So who came first? Was it Pele Pele or Spelele?
Funny you asked that. Pele Pele came from KZN. I was born in Newcastle. So it's a long story. Grandma has a sister in KZN and I was taken there for school. My mom was going to school there and I was born. And then there was a next door neighbor, man, from Gospel industry, it was something, Joe. One time I was doing Ukozi FM. Ukozi FM doesn't even know that I was working there. Don't even ask. So a friend of mine just saw the talent, and I was doing a gig guide and I make fun of celebrity stories. And eventually this guy was like, hey, we are Baba Joe. You know, and then Pele Pele from the I was like, what? You know, and I was like, yeah, Pele Pele, you know, and it stuck till.
Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise.
From childhood, man. I think I was like ages of 3 years when I was called Pele Pele, but I didn't take it to heart. And I did comedy then was not a career. You couldn't make a career of comedy because there's no school even today that says vets go in and enroll. There's comedy classes. No.
Yeah.
Ingakho ngoxa kugogo ngala comedy lokuthi gogo comedy
Mfana
gogo understand the next.
Gogo didn't. I'm glad you raised that story. Yo mama travel life yami. So when I was doing matric, just like any parent, my gogo said to me, ufuna ukwenzani mawuqeda isikole. And I wanted, at the time there was your school is nice, there was your yizo, and I said I wanted to be an actor. Because everyone wanted IT. IT was the in thing at the time. And Mina and gadgets, I know. So I wanted to act. And funny enough, Makoko said, what does that mean? And in Akombe TV, the early days of our lives, and they were kissing. You know, the white people were kissing. And Ukoko was like, what? You want to go kiss all white people? What's wrong with you? And she didn't approve of it. Umuntu ospanana endlini wetha, you go to work. So I studied HR, I'm qualified, National Diploma in Human Resources. I worked as a human resource agent, from your officer to your consultant to you name it, your manager, but it was never my thing. Even though I did it perfectly, it was never my thing. So while I was working, I was still doing comedy on the side. Without my Gogo knowing. I was just waiting for my voice to have a bit of bass, because I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm Mfana, you know. Once I started bassing, I was like, no, I'm Mfana. And she could tell, good to know. But the only way to convince her was to buy groceries. If you start doing things, she can see now, good to know, man. Yes,
this is working,
And she understood. And then I would take her to shows, and she could see she was on stage with me. And I saw rest in peace, I miss her. She passed away last year in July. So it's a year now as we are sitting here.
So let's talk about the legacy that Gogo has built, because technically people who identify Pele Pele as a comedian, it would always be Gogo, Mfana Gogo, and Gogo would be there. Even I know when you won the award, your comedy, Gogo has always been there. So it was more like a trademark, more like a package. He would definitely show up with Gogo. Now, making sure that the legacy perpetuates. How do you ensure that you live up to the commitment to legacy?
Well, I'll start here. The reason Gogo was my friend was looking at as umuntu ohlalikas. Abantu abadala are treated bad. They are only loved on payday, but any other day, it's just to go dinner and stuff. It wasn't a planned thing. It wasn't something that was set up. Gogo and I have always been partners. You know, we shared everything, literally everything. I never had a male figure. So my Gogo played a father and a mother at the same time, and a Gogo. You know, so I took it upon myself to put it on social media each time I do it, because I've got followers, people who listen to Jozi FM where I work, people who watch me when I do commercials, people who follow me on comedy. They started saying, man, this thing is fun, so that they can change their mindset. I am who I am because of Gogo. Why now when I'm the one getting paid? I have to move out of the house now. I've got serious cars, I've got life, I've got money. So eventually I said, no, what? Gogo, I'm well, she passed away, and now I'm Safi.
And it's a blessing actually what you did, because normally if you look at most of us, we as young people, once we start blooming out and now we're getting all this money, we forget about our parents, or we decide we take our parents to a home, live there, and then we start forgetting that there was a time where we couldn't do anything for ourselves.
Exactly. Talking about my homes, dog, I help a lot of people. You know, things I would put out there. I mean, again, I put things that I do. Every good thing I do, I post it. I mean, I have people who say, Pele Pele, why fuck is this so on social media? And I responded politely, and I said, when I'm on Fanga on your social media, who is it benefiting? You know, at least me, I'll get criticism, but other people will be like, hey, I want to do like what that guy is doing. doing.
Sure.
We understand. So yeah, grandma has been there in terms of legacy. Okay, I was brought proper.
Yeah.
That I would say for free. I was brought proper. I filtered it down to my kids. You know what I mean? Even now, I'm fixing grandma's house. You know, I wanted to do it before she passed away because I didn't know when she was going to pass away. I've been saving money, but God did whatever He did, and I still continue. And I know wherever she is, she's like, don't I am. You know? Yeah, definitely. I'm going nowhere.
Blessings and blessings upon you, man.
Yeah.
Radio host. Breakfast show.
Yo.
That is prime time. Like, not everyone who's on radio gets to the prime time slot. Like, it's not everyone.
Yeah.
When that moment came, talk us through that.
I'll take you back, Joe. I've got stories for days. Jozi FM, where I'm working right now.
Yes.
I started looking to go to radio. I was still at Valtech doing my HR diploma. Year 2000, I took my bag of jokes. I write jokes. Jokes are written down.
Sure.
So I write jokes. I go to Jozi FM. I tell them, my name is Pele Pele. I'm funny. I would like to do jokes for your radio. And the receptionist was like, shalala. I sat there, maybe I was there till 11 a.m. I sat there till 5 p.m. I gave up, I walked out. The next day I did it. Every time I didn't have classes at Valtech, I would come there.
Yeah.
I only got my opportunity at Jozi FM 2017. So that was 17 years later of knocking. Because now I started having a friend at Jozi FM who was doing traditional music show. And I would go there with him and I would do jokes. So it asked me, I'm a Kamasi Zulu, and I'm not deep in Zulu. And I would explain something as Yelale and it would be funny. You know what I mean? So 2017 I got to Jozi FM. I was given weekend radio. I was doing Friday, Saturday at night. But I did it with passion. So I grabbed it with my hands, my feet, and my teeth.
Yeah.
And said, this is my chance. I was given 3 months probation. And I gave myself 2 months. Just personal. And said, 2 months, I really need to. You know, and I did that for like 3 years. Until 2020, they said, listen, Sizokufaka breakfast show. I was like, what? And not that they just called and said breakfast show. Lungile, my co-host, my friend, my colleague, was not at work for like 2 weeks. Something happened, I think, in Gogo. And they said, who's going to fill in? And I've never done breakfast ever. They said, who's going to fill in? And then they decided, whatever, management. Then they called me and said, Lalela, Lungile is not at work. Can you take this? You know, and I was nervous because the breakfast show, when a song is playing and people are listening to a song, you're thinking, what's next? You go into the script, you know, when current affairs is now. People are shot now, accident now, so the script changes every time.
Yeah.
I did the first week. So at Jozi FM, there's a culture. Every Monday we pray and stuff. So we stand at reception, we hold hands, we pray. So and then we say announcements. Whoever's got something says, Mina, next week, Mzansi.
Yeah.
Then the CEO said, did you guys listen to the breakfast show? And everyone looked at him and he was like, yo, Imnandi. And everyone was stuck there. And I started clapping for myself, like, I'm doing this. Why not? And then I clapped, whoever clapped for me as well. And I did the 2 weeks. And then went back to my weekend radio. And then the following week I was called. Brief meeting, hey, Shapunja and Mamela, it's Friday today, Monday, you're no longer doing this, you're going to do breakfast. Since then, I never looked back. Since then, I never looked back. I remember Uskumba is my friend, comedian friend as well, a brother as well.
Sure.
Was doing breakfast at Guy FM. So he calls me, he's like, hey, dude, let me tell you something. Every meeting we have at Guy FM, they always say the breakfast show as it was FM. What are they doing differently? You know? And Skumba says, now we're going to be on breakfast with Thomas. Watch this space. I was like, okay, cool, bring it on. You know, healthy competition. Then eventually, after 3 months, I call him back. I'm like, hey, anything changed in your numbers? And he's like, no, sugar. I was like, well, it's cool, you know.
Yeah.
So since then, Joe, I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing it. Like every day I go to radio, I do it like it's my first day or my last day.
Wow.
That's how I see radio.
I took out 3 fundamentals from this, what you're saying: prayer, perseverance and passion
Yeah.
are the core. That is the formula
Yeah.
to success.
Hence what I'm wearing right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Shut up.
And
Yeah.
I did not even recognize that. Mind you, I did not.
Focus.
I did not. One
Yeah.
thing I like about Jozi FM is their community development work.
Yes.
And I think Pele Pele, it's important. Like, Liba, you live that. Liba lifestyle. It's imparted upon you. So, Liba lifestyle, wherever you go and develop your communities. So, what are some of the things that you learned from working for the station as a Jozi FM?
Let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
Community radio is there for the community, and for me, it means literally serving the community.
Sure.
But by serving, it means we're talking things as a gas.
So it helps.
You know what I mean? As for going to build houses, which is what I've been doing, as for reviving businesses about due to COVID,
Yeah.
I never saw, I don't think there's a community radio that does that.
Yes.
They just a community radio, which will not have a problem. All those things. So, and people do not know Jozi FM, when they say someone's house is burnt down, we literally go work as presenters, as celebrities that we are. No one is hired to say, go fix there and stuff, will pay you. We literally go paint, we literally go build. Obviously, there's an expert that watches and coaches us how it's done. But we go there, and what I've learned, Joe, I mean, I was talking to, just now, I was talking to the camera guy here. Niti, you know, I've started adopting a family. There's a lady who's got about 8 kids. I think she's 37, and they're living in a one room. You know, so I started adopting. I buy groceries.
Yeah.
The boy has got a scholarship or something, so I've pushed him so that he was and he got taken permanently. I assist, and there's another guy who needed umkuku because we were by 9 and we out. So I built a shed for him. You know, so Jozi has instilled that in me. Which okay, it doesn't have to be a group effort because doing good never goes out of fashion. You can do it on your own.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
No,
absolutely-
shout out. Yeah. Shout out to Pele Pele. Not all the celebrities, guys, they pop bottles, they spend money on lavish car and travel, enjoy
Some
time.
drink juice.
Some drink juice, yes. And they help the community, guys. Look at what he's doing, actually. It's only a few that can do what he does.
Sure.
That's quite amazing, man. Big ups.
Exactly. Yeah, it's quite a number of things, man. Some things you never see there. You know, I would motivate matriculants. You know, because honestly speaking, our youth, as we call them, 2000s, they are going astray. And I think we always good to judge as a community. We never listen to them. You know, we are good to say, they're impregnating each other. We never sit and listen, you know. And it's easy to point. And these kids are our kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's no parent who says, yeah, umntana mvele upregnant, umntana uyaphuza. We always see it there. Ukuthi bayaphuza, babheke kanjani. And it's, I mean, charity begins at home. You know? So you need to start helping the youth so that they become better people at the end of the day.
Yeah. Also, your passion of working with kids.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids of your own?
Yeah, I've got 4 girls.
Yeah.
I've got 4 girls, 4 female daughters.
4 female daughters.
Yeah, I've got a, by the way, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
I do not look 40.
You
I do
don't.
not feel 40. I don't want to be 40. But yeah, my birth certificate or my ID says I'm 40. So I've got 4 girls, that is Tando, Tiamo, Wibilo, and Offense. Yeah, I love them very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling of not having a father. I would never put it upon anyone else. So I'm there for my kids. They are my friends. 2 weeks is enough without missing my kids. Obviously, stay with their moms.
Yeah.
Won't come my firstborn.
Yeah.
And I'm not promoting that. But now that it has happened, I need to be responsible for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because in this adulthood, no one said, you know, we all wanted to grow up.
Yeah.
But I thought growing up, it's all about money, cars, and beautiful houses. No one said anything about abantwana,
Responsibility.
Yes.
No one came up with that. But now since it's here, I'm taking care of that. I want my girls to experience uthando muntu wesilisa ngami. so that the day they get a boyfriend, they compare.
Yeah.
So-
Baba me party kanje, you know.
Ivar vele ukuthi manje 4 girls bovala amehlo vele.
Yeah, well, you can say that, but I don't know of anyone who have lied. If you want us to go there,
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, but again, kids are kids, man. It's
Yeah.
a blessing
It's a blessing.
from God. I'm happy my kids have 2 feet, have 2 eyes, they can talk, they can eat. Some parents have kids that are disabled, and love is love. You love your kids regardless. They are a blessing.
Yeah, that is so
Yeah,
sweet.
man, could make sense, man.
Yeah, I know. I spot on. So coming back to the topic we touch base on with regards to your grandma
Yeah.
and growing up now, spending so much time now. I'm sure you spend almost 80% of your life in
Yes.
Gogo.
Yes.
So now, since we're in Gogo, I'm a second billion. How has life turned out to be, and how are you coping?
It's you never cope, Joe. You wanna grief. It's something that it hasn't got a time frame. There's never I think I shone last year, many of us right. It can even be 40 years. You'll always have that because I mean the house is all by itself right now. So when I go home, the first thing I go to is my grandma's room. I sit, look at the pictures, think about things we used to do, laugh, cry, you know, that's actually now it's the room I go and, you know, console myself. So life is not easy. I'm achieving a lot of things. You know, at some point I would always say, Nami ngiyafisa ukuba nomama ozothi umntana loya ukuzala ukuzelula. I was saying, I so wish nami njengabanye abantwana ukuthi kube nomzali ojabulayo, yabo?
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, I know my Gogo have made her happy. I don't regret any. But just like any relationship, we would have our fights, and our fights were very funny. So, for example, I like torn jeans, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, Gogo Ami, angazi ngingamkwatisa ngani, and she wawatuma, but she didn't tell me. No, serious. She didn't. I've got a lot of these jeans. Wawatuma, so she didn't say. So one time I've got a gig and Mangitnyatoga, Itolo and Sakubini. You know, so we'd never fight or shout or, you know, and then Nama would retaliate, Ngenga Kabetini, Lama tin stuff. So there's peaches, there's baked beans, there's tin fish, Nawashuba wonke. So Asala silver. So she doesn't know now, she wants to cook beans and put mama benches. That vibe. Exactly. And she used to like eggs. So each time when it grows, I get 5,000. Slala say two.
Oh, 5,000. Yeah.
Indota must.
Indota
Gogo must.
Yeah.
So I would have been trolling you push a so and you don't so. Yeah.
Yes,
Mabati
yes.
cash or card, need to card like
Like
that. So she would like eggs. So I would buy eggs and then Sakabana and Nanga boil home. But she didn't know. So each time she breaks one, it's in here. So when it comes in the 7, you would die. You know, so that's the vibe we had. So those are the memories when I go to a room, I think about such things. You know,
Sure.
the love we had. I mean, I remember one time I had a DVD player.
Yeah.
So one of the movies, adult movies, to be precise, was stuck there in my room because uhlale endlini ngihlale ema-backroom. That's why I read about Pele Pele Mfana Gogo uhlale ema-backroom endlini uyophaka or ugogo manje uthanda. So ngifaka i-DVD listakile la. So ugogo wami can see when I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
So now she says to me, what's wrong? I'm like, my DVD player is ayidlali. In passing.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm like, no, let them go movie. She's like, okay, life goes on. I go out, I do my things. When I get back home, my DVD player is not there. So she comes in and she says, no, I took it to Mfana Wendy. Now, I mean, I'm not frustrated because of that. I'm frustrated the movie inside. My goodness. So I'm asking her, but I'll tell you since I was a child.
Yeah.
So I do my thing the next day, I come back home, the DVD player is on top of the dining room table, and the movie. And then I move now, I said, drop in
Yeah.
It's not proper, now, but so grandma is a sitting room, manje. I walk in and I could sense, tense like So I go in like someone, ma, it's like, yeah, sharp. But it's not the, hey, ma, you know, the normal stuff. As I walk in the dining room, I'm like, that CD, as I'm about to go out the house, it's like, hey, it's Pele Pele. And she calls me Pele. You know, she calls me Pele. So I added another Pele to make it Pele Pele. So she's like, what's that? Like, yeah, woman. So lento yakho le ilungisile Mfana wendiya. Yiyo le movie lo uthi stagile la. I couldn't answer you. I was like, yo, marana ndiya ngisayilahla le nto ilungisa umshini. Ndiyabona nikeza ugogo.
Mhlawumbe isitshela ukuthi mhlawumbe kagogo.
What? Which Gogo watches there? But again, those are the memories, you know, the sad parts. You know when someone is gone, you miss the sad parts, you miss the good parts. All those things, I'll never have them again, you know. And I mean, I remember I told someone about Gogo, and they were like, like I hate those lines. Because that's the only family I know. You know, someone no mama, no baba, and siblings, it's easy for them to say, I'm a Gogo. That's the only family I have, and I've lost that family member forever until I die myself. So yeah, I sit there, I smile, I laugh, I cry, you know, but again, she instilled hard work. She instilled, you know, I told you guys I was working as an HR person. As an HR person, you hire, you interview, you fire.
Sure.
I got fired as an HR person.
And you used to fire people?
Yes, I got fired because of comedy, by the way. I took a company car and I went to Botswana because I was booked in Botswana. So the car had a tracker and the company said, you are not allowed to do that. You are fired. So when I got home, Monday came Muti, manje msebenzi now. I said I was on leave. Until 2 months later, she was like, Ayiki leave and eventually I told her, I'm fired. I was like, you should have said, you know, she felt for me. And she was like, God is here, you're going to be sorted. Now look at me now. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
But you didn't see it coming. When you went to Botswana, coming back.
No, I was fired, Joe. Those white people don't play. They fire you. You know, I was fired. I'm a bunch of cool. But again, life went on. I mean, now I'm a breakfast show host of the biggest community radio. I'm an award-winning comedian. I do commercials on TV. You know, I get booked everywhere. I mean, I don't sleep at home every weekend. You know, I was in PE last week. I was in Newcastle the past week. I'm going to Klerksdorp this week. I'm to Cape Town. So I'm all over the country.
Now you're on Mzansi podcast.
Yes, I'm on Mzansi podcast. Yeah. Now I'm sorted. I'm cool.
You're a busy man.
Most definitely, but wouldn't it be nice if there was someone at home to come home to and they say, you're making me proud, boy. You know, so yeah. And
but that's not from God.
Yeah, so she told me to pray. So I pray, but sometimes I get angry at God. I mean, I'm that guy there. If something doesn't go right, I sit with God and say, all right, to tell you a standard, why is this thing happening like this? You know, I speak to God, which I believe God is human, just like us. It's just that he's a superhuman. And I can't just go and ask. Sometimes I need to vent and say, God, Mara, unfair. You know, then sometimes later he reveals that this is the reason I did this. And it makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is fall, but fall forward. Failure is not an option.
It's not an option.
Here's a true story.
That's me.
Yeah, sure.
To failing is to fail. You will fail. That I'll tell you for free. But my failure, I take it as a step ladder. Each failure I get, I put it there, the next one up here, and I keep going up with those failures because my success is up there. So that's how I do it.
So your experience with living Gogo, did that also motivate or encourage your presentation as a comedian?
My comedy is mostly about things as in Kaya, Ekasi. I generalize. I mean, you would come to my shows. My comedy is not pinpointing and saying, when I wish I was ready, you know. If I talk about guys, I talk about all the flaws we do as guys. And people laugh at something they understand. Maria's is really varied. If it's ladies, it's ladies. You know, we laugh at each other at the end of the day. As much as our life is hard, but there's always space for laughter. I even tell jokes about Gogo. I mean, I would go on stage now, even now. I would go on stage and say, hi, Kamalam Pele Pele. A year ago, when Kalavichi no Gogo, I'm showing in a man just in Kalawam. I've got a house. You know? So I'm sorted. And I thank you, man. The house is fully paid. So So if there's ladies watching this now,
Yeah.
if there's ladies watching this now and you've been praying to God to feel the man is in the middle, right here. Right here. I mean, I would take grandma to shows. I remember I shared a stage with her, so to theater.
Yeah.
And then the last show I was gonna do, I was gonna have her on stage with me. And she passed away a few weeks or a few months before the show. You know, because the show was called It's My House. We did a photo shoot. And the poster was saying Gogo and scratched saying Pele Pele. It was like a fighting for the house. Sorry.
You'll definitely see the poster, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
We'll see the
So the poster and my posters are that.
Yeah.
How I sell my comedies. When you look at the poster, like, my God, I need to go here. You know, it's not just a poster of us three in J. It has to tell a story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I joke about my grandma and take her to shows. Even while she was sitting there, I would, you know, I remember I was saying, the crowd was like, and I couldn't see because the beam light is on me.
Of course.
I was like, ooplo. And the people were like, go, you know, because that's the lifestyle we live in, you know, and I would spend on that grandma. I would spend. No money was too much or too little for that grandma. I would spend for her. I mean, we go to doctors and we go to specialists. So dokotela wenyawo, wamatambo, not just siyebhala nje, but Gogo sazi uphethwe yini mara discipline, zoba sharp or panado, you know. So I did all I could. Even now, if I could wake her up, I would definitely. If there was time to visit Jerusalem, just an hour.
Just an hour.
You know, I would sit with my mom, I would sit with my grandma, and just show them how good I'm doing in this world.
Yeah. Take me back to that very moment where you tried to share a joke to Gogo.
Yeah.
And Gogo just didn't laugh.
Not that she didn't laugh. So if I wish you knew her, Gogo would hold jokes herself. So endly, we some of the jokes I would take from her, and she's not even joking. She would say something, I'm like, what? So if only in my notes, I would put it on my notes, and then when I get home in my room, I would sit and think about it and make it longer and make it funnier, you know, and zhuzh it up. And if it doesn't make me laugh, then it's not funny.
Yeah.
So Gogo, no. She would start laughing at things that are not jokes, you know, and that would piss me off because I'm serious now. She's cracking myself, you know, and that was the life, Jay. You know, she'd tell me stories. I mean, the first time I would date her, I would take my grandma literally to a restaurant and we sit face to face and we dine. You know, and if it's a birthday, I would take her to a spur, for example, because they sing. You know, and I remember one time, unprovoked, she was like, you know, the last time I was on a date with your grandpa, I was like, training. I was like, maybe you know, but that vibe, she'll tell me stories. I mean, Gogo didn't even drink alcohol.
Yeah.
The first time she had alcohol was because she had chest pains because of flu.
Yeah.
Umkhuluwami had something called all back gin or something. And I'm telling you, taught to for the flu. Gogo was admitted the bar. Just for the torch. You know what I mean? So that was the life. I mean, I remember my colleague Kulungile would say, you guys should have a reality show, Gogo. You've got so much content that you don't even see. You know what I mean? And Gogo would not sleep in Nangabui. Funny enough. And I'm touring the country. So each time I land, if I fly or I drive, I'd have to call her. You know, I have to go on sharp, when I'm sharp, you know, Mango, first thing before unpacking, Makoko, how are you doing? How was your weekends? That vibe. So that was the love we had in Makoko.
Wow, that is so nice. Count your blessings.
Yeah,
count your blessings.
This is my story.
Count your
No.
Let's talk about that moment when you won an award. I was there, right?
Were you there?
I was there.
Yeah.
So you said part of your speech was literally you knew that you were going to win, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it wasn't. I remember my speech very clearly. It was not even a speech.
And you came with your Gogo on stage, I know for sure.
I've been nominated for the Comedy Awards. The biggest thing actually, about 4 times. This time was the 5th time. So imagine how many speeches you would write. For the first nomination, I've got a speech on my blazer, sitting for my name to be called, and they don't call it. Now I've got an old speech now. I have to go throw it away. Second one, so when I was nominated the 5th time, I did not bother writing a speech because chances were I was not going to win. Now waste of paper, waste of pen. And then my name was called. That time, the previous ones, the 4th one, I was with my Gogo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mashabela said to me, yeah, the reason you did not win, you thought you bring your ancestors here, your Gogo, and you thought you were going to win. And I was pissed off, but because you're in a comedy mood, now you have to laugh, and I'm full care.
Yeah.
But I was like, Mashabela, I hope you lose as well, and he lost, and I was excited.
So on my fifth nomination, I came with my female daughter, the oldest. Yeah. She was my partner, but she's my daughter. I just didn't like how the tabloids or my newspaper wrote it, because we were pictures and they said Pele Pele and girlfriend. I mean, who dates their daughter? I mean, really? Yeah, Matata Lela Pepper. So, no pastor 99. You see what I mean? But if you see me and my daughter right now, I get it a lot. I'm a chance
yeah.
You know, when it's my daughter. Anyway, moving along, to cut the short story long. I was called, I went on stage. The first thing I said was, I said the F word out of saying finally. Yeah. And eventually I said, I couldn't even speak Islam. I said, Mamelani, it was in Gold Reef City, the Lyric Theatre.
Yes.
Mamelana, if I do not win this award, I've got 25 litres of unleaded petrol in the boot of my car. I was going to burn this house down and get arrested for all the times I've been nominated and not winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I took the award, held it up, and I said, everyone is going to come here and lie. Whoever is nominated in their categories, they're going to come and say, hey, this award goes to everyone I'm nominated with. I was like, and even up there it was written Pele Pele. I will win a Comic Choice Awards. So allow me, don't even think we are not friends. I've hustled for this for a long time. Eventually it came, and it's the hardest award to get because that's where people vote for you. It's not comedians voting for it's communities, it's people there, random people. So yeah, I brought it home. Oh, my Gogo. So my Gogo is this culture. Each time I achieve something, we slaughter a chicken.
Yeah.
Anything. If I buy a car, if I win an award, we buy a chicken in Lalekaya, the next day, she slaughters the chicken. I won. Like that woman. Chicken yalo la ulala. Stand I'm gonna come, I'm gonna teach you a you know, but that's the culture we have. So each time I achieve something as well. Like I'm building a house right now. Once the house is done to my satisfaction, guess what I'm doing? I'm slaughtering a chicken. Yes, I'm slaughtering, but now I'm gonna slaughter a goat. Just now, as they are starting to tell her that Gogo, I'm fixing your house now. Don't be alarmed when you come visit me and you're like, hey, this thing looks expensive. It's not my house. No, it is your house. The boy's working now. I'm doing things now. So and I'm gonna be sleeping in your bedroom. Please don't judge me. Being people that share the bed with me, please, my boy. I love you. I love you. I'm doing this for you.
Uzofika ugogo athi your girlfriend would say ngibona ugogo. Ugogo says you must marry me.
Yeah.
That is when she follows Gogo ever Gogo.
Let's talk about the brand Pele Pele. What is the vision for the brand Pele Pele?
The vision of Pele Pele, obviously people know now, is doing radio comedy and commercials. Pele Pele is a company called Chili Bites Entertainment. That's where that's the actual umbrella of the comedy. That's where Pele Pele falls, and I'm owning it. I'm owned by myself.
Yes.
If I lose on my own. I've got no one who says I'm Finimale. If I win all by myself. So I've got Chili Bites Entertainment, and that's a brand. That's when people book me, they book me under Chili Bites Entertainment and say we've got a corporate gig. This is our company. We need an MC. Wedding. We've got a party. We need an MC. It's all under Chili Bites Entertainment. It feels good because now I do invoices. I've got memories that have invoices, and I bill you and I email now. I do not knock and say, I email you now, and then I look at my phone, it says you've got 25,000. That just came in, and it feels good. So that is Pele Pele. I've started now, inspired by my friend Skumba. Skumba is a team that he works with. you know.
Yeah.
I'm part of the team. I told it's Kumba, one of the best comedians in the country. I told it's Lesson Tuli, one of the best female comedians in the country. So both of them are sharing me. So whenever is this side I go, if they're doing Friday, Saturday, I go one here, you know. So it's an honor, and everyone wishes to do that, but they pick me and say, hey, we're touring with you. So one thing they don't know, I look at how they do they're professional. So Skumba has a team, which is his family. So his brother is driving him. His brother puts the branding for everyone to see. This is where the show is. His cousin is his bouncer, security guy. He's got a manager. So everyone within the family.
Yeah.
You know. So Nami, I've started that, but that not like him. So he's got cars. I still hire cars. So I hire a bus. Then I've got my admin person. I've got my photographer. I've got everyone, and we drive to whatever province and we do a show. So yeah, they say fake it till you make it. So I'm still doing it. And one day is a pop by the way I'm called. Pretty much say pop in man. It's just that we are grateful sometimes.
So that is
Appreciate the little that you have.
And no, not the little big.
Big.
Yeah, what the
radio-wise, are you where you've always wanted to be?
I'm not where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I'm not where I expected to be. I thank God for where I am. Honestly, all I wanted at Jozi FM was for them to record me, do my jokes, and play them on air when I'm sitting at home and saying that's my voice.
Yeah.
Now I'm being listened to as a breakfast show host, and people love me somehow. Look at God.
Nice.
Little kids, teenagers, grandmas. I mean, I remember I went to a store at some point since I'm fixing the house. I bought curtain rails, and we were still wearing masks at the time. You know, and when I was about to pay, these ladies started saying, "We are so weird," and they said, "We," and the whole store had to be shut down. I was like, "Am I this big, man?"
Wow.
You know, and I know the owner was Indian. The owner did not know who I was. She was like, "Please take off your mask. I wanna see you." I was like, "Man, you would not even know who I am, but your people know me." You know, so the power of radio. I mean, people don't see you. They don't see you on radio, but so many places I go to, the kids would come, put Pele Pele, say, "I was a rapper," and I gave these kids a chance to rap. I would never give them again. They say something, yeah, hey, Tina, Kibela ma PMs, Puzuchwala, Svane Cherishing 6. I was like, hey, boys, no, Cherishing 6, Nina 6, no, sing something else, Joe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jozi FM, it was all a dream.
Yeah.
It was all a dream. I'm grabbing this with my teeth, my hands, my feet, and everything else that I can grab with.
So these jokes, how does it come about, you guys? Because you need to be creative and come up with content. How do you make sure that whatever that I'm going to say, people will laugh or people will enjoy? Because I can imagine, like now you're touring the country.
Yeah.
Let's say, for an example, this from Friday over the weekend, you're doing all these different shows. So how do you make sure that you keep up to date?
You stay relevant.
Yes, and you make sure that your content, everywhere you go, people will laugh. So how?
Yeah.
As I said, I mean, our mama jokes, it's general. So comedians are different. There's comedians that are political, that can take the parliament and turn it upside down and you all laugh. You know, there's comedians that they make you think before you laugh. Oh, then you start laughing. You know, so I'm the kind of comedian that talks about his as a gas. You know, I talk about so my content comes from us sitting like this. You know, I could just say, yeah, I'm a figure I'm supposed to expire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are like, you know, yeah, I'm a figure like system like on and makeup. So, you know what I mean? So, out if I get so these are things that come up now. So my jokes come each time I drive, each time I'm anyway. I would find something that I can talk about. If I'm in the bank, if I'm in the church, you find something that people can relate to. And remember, comedy, people laugh at something they know. It's nothing new to them. It's just that they don't have a plug. Once you say it, they're like, and they are that kind of vibe. So that's how my content comes, and it works for me. I mean, you do what works for you.
Yeah.
You can't fix what's not broken. I always push like that, and for me, young violent on it's so cool. From taking
Yeah.
So black people laugh at the insokolo yabo.
Yes.
Yes, because siyahlekana sonke sisokola sonke.
Guys, there you heard it yourself. Siyahleka kumnandi in the studios. So if you wanna laugh or you're feeling down, tune in to Jozi FM every morning from 6 to 9.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah, how did
Monday
you guys
to
know that?
Friday. Because we listen to you.
Because we listen to
Okay.
you. Yeah.
And we are trying to get a job again. So I'm kidding, HR. I'm kidding.
Keep trying.
You see now she wants to be an HR and then she wanna fire you.
I've been fired.
I want him to hire me. Yes, I can get HR.
Darren Kosh on my dog. I was saying on air like yesterday, the CEO is not talking to me as a Jozi FM right now. I said it on air. I'm asking him to go to because then I'm going to go to match next year. I go anyway. We police station bang gonna get this king and some affidavit. So bangas go to Mumbai. It's wherever.
Yeah.
So I tell him a month end.
But we thank God you don't have the face for radio. At least.
I don't have it. What do you mean?
Exactly what I mean. Whoever knows
I
knows.
actually have. Actually, I'm handsome too.
Yeah.
I used to be fat. I used to be a fat guy. So I started gym. It's not nice, but I'm hanging in there. It's a new lifestyle now.
Yeah.
So to anyone that's trying and it's failing.
Yes.
Some of us, it took 17 years. When now is I'm for a year and you're like, nah, maybe span it. 17 years is a long time, Joe. Someone grew up, started working, I was still hustling to be a radio presenter. Today I'm one of the best in the country. You know, so it can happen to you as well. Never give up. People will come and say, yeah, if you see your vision here, it starts with you, it will end with you.
Yay. Now we'll fucking pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And mix yourself with positive people.
Yes.
You know, I don't blame people who drink. But ubuya Sunday it doesn't bring any diploma, any masters, anything. You know, try mixing yourself with people about positive.
Yeah.
You know, people who can tell you more better. Then you learn, you see how it's done. People who don't get people who into a silver platter. It doesn't work like that. Easy come, easy go. Try to work for what you want. You'll start knowing what it
It turned to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So guys, you heard it. Begezela, Pusha, don't give up. 17 years. 17 years.
Not 1 year, not 5 years, 17 years.
17. So meaning that your firstborn would have completed high school by the time you are successful.
Exactly. So it will work. It will work.
Yeah.
It will work. It's just that unfortunately God doesn't tell us when. But if you persist, it will work. And once it works, Joe, not to tell you,
Yeah.
So Maje, what are you currently busy with now? What are your any plans? Are we looking at any shows that are coming up?
There's always plans. I mean, I just got a booking in front of you now. Sitting with you guys.
Oh yes.
I got a booking. So I have to juggle between bookings. I run my own shows. There's a show coming in Albertine, a place called Donna Rosa. It's coming in August. I think August the 8th because the 9th I think it's a holiday. So there's a show coming there. I'm working on a show in Newcastle in KZN. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm currently in communications with Soweto Theatre since lockdown is done and the theatre is full capacity. So I'll always do comedy Soweto because I'm a Sowetan. So every 2 months or 3 months there must be a show in Soweto because Ikaslan. So those are the things I'm working on. I'm busy with auditions for commercials. I did 2 today as I came here. I rushed to come here. So Aglala Joe, since I woke up at 4, I'm not maybe if I'm lucky, if no calls and stuff. So for anyone, it doesn't mean when you're there, so you're relaxed. You work even harder like it's your first day. Because once you start relaxing, that's when you disrespect your job.
Your words of encouragement in closing to aspiring comedians, to your fans in general.
Aspiring comedians, njengoba ngishilo, iComedy ayina high school, ayina tertiary. It's either you are funny or you are not. And if you are not funny, don't bother. It's in the chain straight. Don't bother if you are not funny. If you feel you are funny and you want stage time, visit shows, do how Pele Pele, do it like Pele Pele. I started watching comedy before I got on stage. Don't come to people and say, I'm funny, let me go on stage. Go watch shows and keep going until people recognize Mfana or Cherishing. Then ask for that 5 minutes. Go to clubs, go to, until you get to stages where we are today. Because if you're really funny, you are funny, and that's an inborn thing. You are funny from birth. You know what I mean? Then you can start building houses for your own grandmas as well.
Yeah, and own the house. Now it's your house. So guys, catch Pele Pele. He'll be live in Albertine and in Newcastle. So he's on your screen. He's everywhere. He's on your radio 9.
My socials, please follow me, guys.
You
You don't have to follow me on Facebook. I've got a lot. Yeah, if you want to know, it's Pele Pele too. My Twitter, it's in Jane again. If you Twitter, I'm going to wish him, I'm at Deep Slot. That's my Twitter. That's all I get Twitter. I know, it's not coming, man. I'm not clever, I did. My Twitter is at Pele Pele Comedy. No man I'm following to the @2 which is myself and Nempijam. Yeah, so my Twitter is Pele Pele Comedy on Instagram. Now because Instagram I was sending live. And it takes me cars. So Instagram is at Pele Pele MC, then Facebook Pele Pele Mchunu. Follow me there, that's when you'll see Pele Pele. And if you want comedy kaslako, you can actually holla. I'll talk to my friends and we come through and we give you some laughter.
Yeah. Also, posters are showing on the screen right now of where you can catch Pele Pele.
Yeah.
Please do make sure that you buy those tickets. You follow him on his radio show 6 to 9. I hope I said it right.
Yeah, it's Jozi FM 105.8 Mount Msagaj. If on a DSTV, it's 878. If you've got your phone a smart, you just download an app called Radio ZA. It's got all the radio stations. You just find Jozi FM. Wherever you are in the world, not in the country, in the world, you can tune in and listen to Jozi FM. And if I was phoning, he said it.
No, I'm joking, guys. But yeah, if you Funuklega guys, listen, tune into that show. You'll never go wrong.
Yeah.
6 to 9 a.m. Jozi FM.
Yeah.
And on your screen.
Definitely. This has been so informative and entertaining. Like I've learned to pray, persevere, and have passion. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yes.
And look after your family like he did. Now,
until next
he's
time.
the owner of the house.
Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mzansi Podcast.
Yeah, I wanted to raise it but some topics obviously I think a lot of things are separated, which is good because of but I still believe Mama said we also find that there's one way that it's just like it's tough. I've got friends who's got kids, but they come and test their kids and they fight with them. And I understand to bring their kids, but they come with their kids because mom is using the child as well. As for guys and girls,